What's up, everybody? It's Tommy here, talking to you on a Friday for one of my Fitness Friday video blogs. Now, today I'm talking about exercise. Now, we get a lot of questions on Facebook about how often should you exercise to get a result, and also to do with rest days, and what is the deal with rest days. So some of the questions that I've been getting, I just want to clear a few things up, and I'm going to use my simple 3-tip process today to explain, hopefully, some key information that you'll understand and be able to take on board moving forward in your own results, in your own training. So if you want some kind of physical change or you want to increase your fitness, then you need to be doing exercise on a regular basis, okay? The way that this works is that your body, it gets used to the stress that you're putting it under, this physical stress that we call exercise. So therefore what it does is it changes and it evolves and it adapts in order to cope with it. And that process is called getting fitter, or indeed getting leaner, or whatever it is that you're training for. If you're doing the right training, then your body will adapt the way you want it to. Of course, you do need to make sure you eat the right food as well, but that's a completely different topic. So today, first of all, rule number one, if you want any kind of result, you need to be exercising every other day. Now, generally, I tell people to do 3 to 4 sessions a week, so just exercise every other day, and you'll make sure that you're getting enough exercise. Now, it's okay if you exercise, say, 5 times in a row, so Monday through to Friday, and then take a rest for a couple of days. That's fine. But it's also okay to kind of do one, miss one, do one, miss one. As long as you're kind of getting, in an overall time period, as long as you're exercising on average every other day, your body will start to evolve, and that's enough for it to be sufficient and for it to work. So think about mixing it up. If you're someone who has always trained a certain way, then perhaps just change the order of things, change the way you do things. It's good to mix up the methods of your exercise. For example, if you're using one type of machine every time, say for cardio benefit, so you're using a bike and you've also got access to a rower or a cross trainer or going out for a run, then perhaps mix things up a bit, change the order, change the frequency, change the time, change the intensity in order to move your body forwards. All right, your body will get used to things very quickly, so you need to keep surprising it by changing some of the factors. The second point I want to talk to you about today is regarding the type of exercise that you do. Now, if you want any kind of weight loss goal or fat loss or body physique change goal, then you need to be doing some kind of weights exercise. So some form of resistance training needs to be in your weekly program. Now, I'd recommend that you do this 3 times a week. And at the end of each session, you do some high intensity cardio training. And I'd aim to do intervals in this process. So you'd go hard for a minute, then recover for a minute, then go hard, then recover. And do that for about 12 to 15 minutes after doing a good half an hour of weights or resistance training. Now, this is the best formula from my experience and from my research in order to get a complete physique change with the shortest time possible. So burn body fat, increase lean muscle. That's what's going to happen if you train that way. Then the 4th exercise session that you do that week, you just do some steady cardio to improve your cardiovascular system, your heart and lungs, your general health, and also to tap into some fat cells at that low intensity rate. So there's a lot of theories and research to suggest that slow, steady pace cardio is the best for burning fat, but there's also great research to show that interval training is also an amazing way of burning fat. So I should say do them both. Okay, let's just do them both, and let's make sure that we cover all our bases. So exercise every other day, make sure you do some weights, and the third thing would be regarding rest days. Now, if you are someone on this side who struggles to take a rest day, then please make sure that you make the time to recover. The recovery process is important. If you aren't having that recovery process, then your body won't get the chance to recover and frame things and be able to move into the next phase of training 100% fresh, ready to take on the stresses of that exercise. So if you're that end of the scale, make sure you do take perhaps a day where you don't do any hard exercise, perhaps just go for a walk or do a sport or stay active, but low intensity. We have someone on the other side of the scale here who, does enjoy having a rest day, but also likes to do exercise. Then it's cool, if you take 1 or 2 days a week, that's fine, as long as you're getting results and you're happy with that. If you ever want to step it up, you can use some of that time when you're not exercising to fit in some more sessions. With the absolute minimum, I would suggest 1 day a week where you lay off the exercise, okay? Now, for new people starting out, that could perhaps be 2 days a week or the weekend. You can pretty much do it however you want to do it. But I'd suggest if you're new that you do have a couple of days, to recover. But as you get into your training and you're doing it regularly for a longer time, you might need to keep things on. So you might just want to take 1 day of rest, okay? Now, a little tip, a little extra for you today. In that physical rest day, perhaps do something to improve your mental fitness. Perhaps learn something about food, perhaps study some exercise programs, or look into ways to move yourself forwards in other areas of your life so that you work on your self-development on the day which you aren't exercising. So that's something else you can think about if you really want to push things forward in your life. So again, if you have any questions, guys, just send them through. Facebook is a great way of doing that, and it's facebook.com/Tommy Gentleman Coaching. You'll find me on there, and I'd love to hear from you. So do that, send me your questions. And if you want to get behind what I'm doing here, then like the video, share it with your friends. I'd really appreciate that. And I'll speak to you again soon. If not next week, if not before, then I'll speak to you next week. So that's all for now. Fitness Fridays. Take it easy. Bye-bye.